Hi, my name is Jesse, and today I'm going to make some chicken tagine. This is a really good meal to make if, let's say, you have people coming over for dinner later in the evening and you've got like 10 or 15 minutes in the morning to prepare for it. You cut up the vegetables, you throw it in, put it in the slow cooker, and then it's there all day, and then you come home and your house is infused with beautiful smell of apricots and chicken. So first I'm going to start with some hot olive oil, add a little more, and throw the garlic in there. Get that nice sound of the garlic sizzling as you add it in. And then the eggplant. And I'm going to vigorously stir this eggplant to try to get it all brown. The idea here is not to cook the eggplant through, to just get the surface brown so that when you add it to the slow cooker, by the end of the day, it's still got some texture to it and not just mush. So this is going to be on medium-high heat. And I'll let this go for about 3 minutes before I add the chicken. Okay, so now I'm going to add some chicken thighs. You could, in theory, use legs or breasts. I like the thighs. You just get them boneless and skinless, cut them in half, and they turn into these nice chunks that when it's finished, you don't even need a knife. With the slow cooker, you just take your fork through the thigh, and it just rips right off into the perfect sized piece to put in your mouth. So I'm just going to add these thighs into the eggplant. And again, the idea here is not to cook the chicken through, obviously, but just to brown it. So really you want to make an effort to get the chicken against the surface, displace the eggplant, get the chicken on the surface of the pan, and you'll see, it just quickly turns white. So I've got this on medium-high, so when the chicken thighs touch the surface of the pan, it only takes like 10 or 20 seconds for it to get a little bit white, and that's what you're going for here. So you want to very deliberately position the chicken thighs to get in contact with the pan. Okay, so we've got the chicken and the eggplant in the slow cooker, and now we're going to make the braising liquid. So add the chicken broth, a little bit of lemon juice, or a lot if I like it very citrusy, and now the spices and flour. So if it's around Passover, I can just substitute matzah meal for flour here, but it's not now, so now I'm just going with the flour. Put the flour in, some hot red pepper flakes, cinnamon, ginger, and cumin. I'm going to whisk this a little bit, get it all combined together, and then add some tomato paste. It'll get a nice kind of deep orangey color. All right, and once that's whisked together, I'm just going to dump it in. You cover it with the carrots. I like to cut the carrots not too fine because when this is finished, the carrots are going to be one of the big sources of texture. So if you cut the carrots too finely, they kind of just dissolve into the whole dish. So I cut them, maybe like this size when I can. Actually, I was looking for bigger carrots for this time, but they only had mediums at the store. But get big carrots and cut them into big chunks. It's carrots, 2 onions, and then I top it off with the sweet stuff. So the apricot is really what's going to give this whole dish the flavor. And I was surprised the first time I cooked it how just a little bit of apricot can just infuse the whole dish with a lot of sweetness. So if you add even a little bit more apricot than what's called for in the recipe, it'll be much sweeter. And if you add a little bit less, it'll be significantly less sweet. So this is something you can play with depending on how sweet you like this dish. And the same for the raisins. And then top it off at the end with some black pepper. And then you're done. Cover it up, cook it on low for 8 hours or high for 5 hours, and you come home at the end of the day and you've got your meal all ready. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours. I had a nice day at work, and now I'm home ready for dinner. And today I'm going to be serving it with some quinoa, although you can do it with rice or couscous or any grain. But it is a very moist dish, so you won't want to eat it without a grain. It'll be a little bit soupy. So just plate it on top. There you go. Little chicken tagine Jesse G style.